Okay, so a lot of information is given in this question. Let us first try to read the question and try to write the data whichever we feel important. Okay, that will save us some time because we will not be reading our question again and again. Right? Okay, so the first statement is two schools A and B want to award their selected students on the values of sincerity, truthfulness, and helpfulness. Okay, so there are these two schools, and both of these schools are giving awards to their students on three different values. Right? These values are of sincerity, truthfulness, and helpfulness. Okay, what else is given to us? The school A wants to award X, Y, and Z amount of money for three values to 3, 2, and 1 student respectively. Okay, so there will be 3 students winning award for sincerity, 2 students winning award for being truthful, and 1 student will get award for being helpful. Right? And the award of sincerity has the amount value X, the truthful award has amount value Y, and being helpful gives you Z amount of prize. Okay, this is the data which we should remember. Other than that, they have also given us that the total award money should be of 1600. So school A wants to spend 1600 only on their awards. Now let us come to school B. Now what school B is doing is, in all, school B wants to spend 2300 on the awards, but they want to give 4, 1, and 3 students awards, which means that for sincerity now there will be 4 students receiving the award, for truthfulness only 1 student will receive the award, and 3 students will receive award for being helpful. Right? And on respective values, and by giving the same award money to the 3 values as before, which means that award money for being sincere is still X, award money for being truthful is still Y, and award money for being helpful is still Z. Okay, what else is given to us? If the total amount for one prize on each value is 900. Okay, so I need to calculate total amount when I take one prize each. Right? Then the amount should be equal to 900, which means that we can do this on either side. So if I take one award of each, then this should total up to 900 rupees prize money, and you can do this same here also, because both the prizes, all the 3 prizes are of the same amount for school A as well as school B. So now we have written all our data in graphical format so that we can use this effectively. So now, as the question clearly states that using matrix method we have to find award money for each value, which means that we need to find the values of X, Y, Z. Correct? So for using the matrix method, our first step should be to get equations. Right? So now, how to make equations here? Let us see how much money school A is spending in all. So there are 3 awards for sincerity. So total prize that they are giving out is equal to 3x amount of money. Similarly, 2y amount of money for being truthful, and z amount of money for being helpful, and they want to spend how much? 1600 exactly. Right? So that will give me this particular equation. 3x plus 2y plus z should be equal to how much? This should be equal to 1600. Right? Now let us come to the second part. In second part, school B wants to spend 2300, but in what way are they spending? 4 prizes are given of amount X, 1 prize is given of amount Y, and 3 prizes are given of amount Z. So that should total up to 2300. That gives me equation 4x plus y plus 3z is equal to 2300. Right? Now there is one last equation which we need to write. We know that if I take one prize of each type and add, my value should amount to how much? 900. So that is another equation. So x plus y plus z should amount to how much? It should amount to 900. So these are the three basic equations which I have to solve using which method? Matrix method, right? So if I have to solve using matrix method, I have to convert these equations in matrix form. So let us try to do that now. Okay, so whenever we want to convert three equations in three variables in matrix form, we first make the coefficient matrix, which means that one matrix will have 3 2 1 4 1 3 and 1 1 1 as its elements, right? That will be called the coefficient matrix. So that will be 3 2 1, then 4 1 3. These are just the coefficients from our previous equations, and 1 1 1. This value on multiplication with the variable matrix, which in our case is xyz, should give us what? The constant matrix, which is 1600, 2300 and 900. This is the matrix equation which we can solve now. If you look at it, if you actually multiply these two values and try to equate this resultant matrix with the right hand side matrix, you will get individual equations. Okay, so how to proceed now? Now you need to see that this particular form of matrix equation can be written as A, which is a constant matrix, into X, which is a variable matrix, is equal to B, which is again some constant matrix. This equation is of the form Ax is equal to B. So now if I can get A inverse somehow, and if I multiply A inverse both sides, I will get X is equal to A inverse B. And in doing so, I am doing what? I am pre-multiplying A inverse. So in this way, I can get my value of X. Value of X is nothing but A inverse into B, right? So B I already know. This value, this matrix is equal to B. A inverse is what is required now. So let us start with A. A is this particular matrix. A is 3 2 1, 4 1 3 and 1 1 1. So now there are multiple ways of calculating inverse, but we will be using adjoint method in this case to get the inverse of A. In this particular method, what we do is we consider this particular relation, that A inverse is equal to 1 upon determinant of A into adjoint of A. This is the relation of A inverse. Now if I can get somehow determinant of A and separately if I can get adjoint of A, I will take the ratio and that will be the value of A inverse. Okay, so if A is given to you, this directly gives us the relation for determinant of A. Determinant of A is what? Determinant of the same matrix. So 3 2 1, 4 1 3 and 1 1 1. So you can simplify this about any row, any column, but if you try to do this about the first row, suppose, okay, if you do this about first row, what will you get? You will get 3 into 1 minus 3 minus 2, remember this, minus 2 into 4 minus 3 and 1 into 4 minus 1. This on simplification becomes equal to minus 5, right? Just try it out. So this on simplification is equal to minus 5, which is our determinant, right? This will be our denominator for calculating A inverse. Now what is our target? Now our target is to get the value of adjoint of A. So if A is already known, let us write that again. A matrix is given to us as 3 2 1, 4 1 3 and 1 1 1. So now adjoint of A has the definition that adjoint of A is equal to the transpose of the coefficient, transpose of the cofactor matrix, right? So since I have to write the cofactor matrix and then take the transpose, let us first try to write all the cofactors separately, right? So cofactor of this 3 element. Now this 3 element has the position 1 comma 1. It is, this element belongs to first row and first column, therefore it is 1 comma 1 position. So it is usually represented as A11 if I am talking in terms of variables. So A11 element has C11 as its cofactor. Okay, and to calculate this value you just have to forget about the row and column which includes that element, and then take the determinant of the remaining values. So this comes out to be 1 minus 3, which is equal to minus 2. Right, now what will happen to other values? There will be C12. C12 implies I am talking about first row second element, right? So if I look at this, I will forget about second column and first row, and I will be left with 4 into 1 minus 1 into 3, which is equal to 1, right? But then we need to know that cofactor is what? Cofactor is actually written something like this. Let us write the formula also. Cofactor ij is equal to minus 1 to the power I plus j into mij. Mij is the minor, right, which in case of 3 was this small determinant. Okay, but in case of 3 our I plus j value was 1 plus 1, which is equal to 2, which gave us minus 1 to the power 2, which was 1. So that's why we got minus 2 as our result. In case of C12, our result looks like 4 minus 3, which is equal to 1, but that is Mij, which on multiplication with minus 1 will become minus 1. Right. In similar way, if we proceed, we will get different values. We will get C13 equal to 3, C21 is equal to minus 1, C22 equal to 2, C23 is equal to minus 1, C31 is equal to 5, C32 is equal to minus 5, and C33 is equal to minus 5 again. Okay, so these are the 9 values which we need to use to write what? Adjoint of A. I hope it is clear to you how do you get the cofactor values, right? Okay, so now adjoint of A is what? Transpose of the cofactor matrix. So let us write the cofactor matrix first. So it will become minus 2, minus 1, 3, minus 1, 2, minus 1, 5, minus 5, and minus 5. Transpose of this will be my adjoint, which means that my adjoint has now the value. I just have to flip this about the leading diagonal. So I will get what? Minus 2, minus 1, 5, minus 1, 2, minus 5, and 3, minus 1, minus 5. This becomes our adjoint matrix. So now this divided by our determinant gives us the inverse, right? So I can write now A inverse. A inverse will become how much? A inverse will be 1 upon minus 5. That was our determinant, right? Right here. Okay, so A inverse will become 1 upon minus 5 and will be multiplied by what? Will be multiplied by the resultant matrix minus 2, minus 1, 5, minus 1, 2, minus 5, and 3, minus 1, minus 5, right? Okay, so this value is taken directly from here, adjoint value, right? So this is our A inverse. So now, as we have already seen that X is what? X is just A inverse into B. So let us do that particular process. Let us multiply this matrix in our A inverse value. Okay, so A inverse is already known. So if I write A inverse into B, it will become minus 1 by 5 into minus 2, minus 1, 5, minus 1, 2, minus 5, and 3, minus 1, minus 5. This has to be multiplied with the matrix 1600, 2300, and 900. So now when you are doing matrix multiplication, you should always remember that it is always row into column. Okay, so I will pick up one row and I will place it on the first column of the second matrix, right? So the corresponding element of minus 2 is 1600, corresponding elements of minus 1 is 2300, and corresponding element of 5 is 900, right? We will multiply these corresponding elements and then add those values, right? So that will definitely give us what? On calculation, now calculations are not that tough. On calculation it will become minus 1000. Okay, now for the second element I will take second row and I will multiply this with the first column. So whenever you are multiplying second row with first column, you will get the element of second row first column, which we actually want, right? So again, minus 1 has correspondence with 1600, 2 has correspondence with 2300, and minus 5 has correspondence with 900. So we will multiply these corresponding elements and then we will add those values. This will give us minus 1500. Okay, similarly if you go ahead and take the third row and multiply it with the first column, so I will get the element which is belonging to the position third row first column of the resultant matrix, right? So here again 3 has correspondence with 1600, minus 1 has correspondence with 2300, and minus 5 has correspondence with 900. This on calculation gives us what? Minus 2000. Okay, this is our value of A inverse B. Let us further multiply minus 1 by 5 in each of the element, right? So that will give us the simplified value of 200, 300 and 400. Now this value is exactly equal to what? X, because A inverse B is X. But X was what? X was this particular type of matrix. It was a column matrix containing X, Y and Z. So if two matrices are equal, then I will compare their corresponding elements, which means that X now has correspondence with 200, Y is equal to 300 and Z is equal to 400. These are your values, right? So these are values of the prize money that they are distributing. This is how you can solve using matrix method.